Hello everyone, welcome to Sudowrite 101. As you can see on the screen, everyone can see that class Sudowrite 101 who is on this course, people who need to are completely new to Sudowrite, and you have a few are brand new to Sudowrite, even my co-host. So you will learn what every features are and what they do. My name is Manon Doucette. I'm a published author. I wrote nonfiction, and I'm kind of really deep in children book. And I realize it's more like 9 to 13 years old, not 7 to 13. I have a series of 52 books I'm working on. And as of tonight, book number 4 will be published on KDSPY. So today, let's see if we can get through this little thing for Sudowrite. So the course outline, the little introduction we're doing right now, we're going to demonstrate the interface with you, answer all those little icons that we have that help you to navigate Sudowrite. Then we're going to have Q&A. Don't be shy during the class. You can raise your hand. Right here, you can raise your hand, you can make reaction, you can ask question in the chat. I have fantastic co-hosts with me, and they have answer for pretty much everything. Earlier, we asked who's brand new to Sudowrite. We have more people which came in. So if you're brand new to Sudowrite, please put 1 in the chat so we know a bit of who is with us today. On the following, during the week, tomorrow is going to be the 201. The next day is going to be the 301. And on Friday, I teach Otter language. So if people want to write in Otter language, I suggest you come to see me on the 401 on Friday. I'm going to teach you how to use Sudowrite in Otter language. All right. Let's close this one. Right now on the screen, you can see this is the Luma. So everyone which is on this class have been through Luma and registered for classes. You can register it for all those classes that we have. We have fantastic teacher, fantastic class. We have a beautiful community that you can come and meet us every day on Discord. Me, Nicole, and a few other, we meet like every morning on Book in a Month and just work together, always support each other. So this is right here. This is when you go to the Discord, you're going to get this thing. I'm going to go in the class and I will show you how to get there. So without waiting too long, I'm going to put my little document in the, can you check, Nicole, if they have the right link, if it works? In the meantime,
yes, that works.
Perfect, thank you. In the meantime, I'm sorry if my accent or the way I speak might be a bit harder for you to understand. I'll try to go slower. I have a tendency to speak fast because my English teacher was a very fast Newfoundland person, and apparently they speak very fast. So, all right, let's get to it. This is what you get when you come into Sudowrite. As you can see on my screen, I have tons of documents that I started. Those are books and stories and articles that I'm working on. They're all here. So on your first screen, you're going to see the word new, and that will get you to start a brand new story. So if you click on it, you can see that you have a project which opened. It's totally empty. Go back to the home screen, which is that little house. We have the what's new, which will bring you to a little pop-up in the bottom, which is telling you everything that they did, they fixed, they're working on, new world building. You click on them and they bring you to pages to explain what's happening. So it's a very nice little feature to get to know what's going on quickly. The search button, the search bar here is like me when you have tons of story and project, you can search your project. If you know the title of your project, you put it in search, like this and all my article, which has article in them, will pop up. Next is our interrogation point, which we have the frequent asked question. When you click on it, you get to this page. You can ask the
Do
question.
slip a little bit. Sorry, got it.
Thank you. So that gets you to this page on Sudowrite Doc, where you can ask your question and most likely find your answer. They're very good into answering a lot of questions. Next, join the Discord like I showed you earlier. You click on it and it's going to bring you to Discord. And I'm pretty sure Nicole can put the link also into the chat. So for me, I have the app, which I probably should close down because you can download the app or you can have your Discord directly online. So they're going to ask you to join and you just go and join the Discord. And then it's going to show up. Then you get to your Sudowrite. The first thing you're going to see is this, the rules. Then you get the events, the channel, and all the members. So go through, it's big. You have the announcement, so much the general question, the plugin, the tips and tricks, intro, ambassador is us, the teacher lodge, where is the class? I always miss the class.
I was doing the exact same thing earlier, right there above feedback.
Right there. Our course video is right here under the Sudowrite. And you can go and check all the past video. If you're a beginner, you just click on beginner and all the beginner class will show up. If you just want more advanced, 201, and it's all very nicely put for you to find them very quickly. Let's keep on going. There's another guide here. You click on it, you get a nice little guide that you can go through, similar to the first one that we click on, the frequent asked question. You can suggest feature as you work in Sudowrite, and every people have a different genre, a way to write. They want something that really help them to do their work. You can suggest a feature. And as you can see here, a lot of people put feature and people upvote them, and then they get to the top. And then you can see here, this one is in progress. They're working on this one, they're going to fix it. So, and they're planning on this one. So you just put what you like to have for you to work better in Sudowrite. And if you see one of us is already put it up, just go up on it and upvote, like I just did. Next, report a bug. Like earlier today, we had the Sudowrite was always refreshing. So Nicole did report a bug earlier. She just went in and she got an email. And then she says, all right, they're going to give the browser and information to Sudowrite on how to do it. And you put down what's the problem and then send, basically direct email with Sudowrite. If not, you can always do the hi@sudowrite.com and send them a direct email with anything you need or a question or a problem. And they're very quick. They will answer you very quickly. So let me close that. So like when I said email, then you can also chat. There's a little chat which should show up in the bottom. Oops, it's not showing up. Normally there's a chat popping up in the bottom. Oh, there's a bug. It worked yesterday. So the chat is not working, but we're going to tell them that the chat button is not working on my computer today. The next is our little gear icon. This one is really where you find your personal information, all your credit, how to manage your credit card. So you can see this is my photo. I know how many credit I have left. I know how to buy more credit. So you can go here. So when you credit, you don't have enough credit to finish your book and it's telling you, oh, you need to buy more. That's where you go. You can buy a small, medium, large, or X large, and those credits, they don't disappear at the end of your cycle. they go over, and then you keep them. It's not always going to be the 4,000. It's just whatever is left rolls over. Next, it shows your recent activity. This is the fun part, is when you work, you want to know how much credit some of the things you did, like first draft, visualize, which I'm going to show you as I do the project. You'll know how much credit you're using for every little thing you ask to Sudowrite to do for you. So it's a very nice place to go right there. Then you can hide it. You can manage your membership, and you can do your billing information here. There's also a tour, which is basically a chat. It's giving you like question, and you can answer what you're doing and keep on going. And I believe that use credit. Am I right, Nicole?
I am so sorry. I was responding to a message in Discord.
Okay.
What was
So
that?
I believe that little questioning that they ask what your primary genre, you tell them what you're doing. I believe it does take credit. The starter tour.
So that one, like with the describe and stuff, yeah, if you're clicking a button, yes, but generally, I saw some of them where it will just go, and it's nice to watch, and you don't have to mess with anything. Yeah, if it's going to prompt you to actually generate it, then it did.
Yeah, but I think it just crashed anyway. I don't see anything else. It just gone. First question and it's gone. So there's some problem going on with our first screen. So let's keep on going. You can log out if you want, and you stay on. The next, you can choose your font. Any font you like to read in. You don't have to stay with the one there. And I know some people may be dyslexic, and I know some of my friends are, and they really love this when they're reading. It helps them to read a lot faster and better. So you can choose what you want. Yeah. Next, you can choose the size of your text. And this is not the small box, which will get bigger. It's the text you're working on inside your project. You can change the line spacing. And one of our favorite is you can change the color of your background. Sometimes you have problem with bright color like sorbet. People like something darker. People like very dark green. They can use as a background. Overall is one of my favorite. But for the class, I find that the moonbeam is pretty good and clear for everyone to see. You show your word count and then your paragraph is right here. And then you can also become affiliated with Sudowrite, which is right here in the bottom. So you click on it and you go into the information, you follow what they say, and you can actually start having some affiliation with Sudowrite. Feel free to go and visit these. Any question this far?
Everything's looking good in chat so far. Somebody did mention the problem with Discord. It's our usual stuff. So
okay,
I'd like to point out to people, try the app. The website does give me issues, but when you try to get to the Discord, it's going to prompt you to log in with your Discord account. So if you haven't made one before, make sure you get that done.
Yeah, and it's easier when it's the same email than your Sudowrite too. Next thing we see on our screen is the plugin. I will not go in the plugin today because it's more advanced, but tomorrow and next day, we will definitely show you how to work the plugin, how to use it on tomorrow, but on the 301, I might, if I have time, show you how to make a plugin to help yourself into writing your books. The next one here is the delete. So you can have project when you have too many people go delete. It will not totally delete unless you go in here and then permanently delete your project. So it's like a little backup to a backup. So you have your delete project. Unless you go there and delete inside of it, your project will still here. The Otter classes, which I showed earlier, it's there, the Luma. So that's done. That's done. Go back in here. Join our Discord, which we just did also. You just click right here. There's more than one place to join the Discord. So this one is going to open this one again. continue to Discord. There's another manual here you can also go, and they have a great YouTube channel. So in the YouTube channel, you have tons of video, super teacher. And I know Nicole has her own YouTube channel. So Nicole, maybe put it in the chat so people can visit your YouTube channel. All right.
Yes, ma'am. Somebody did confirm they did the tour and it did not use any credits.
Perfect. Thank you so much. All right, let's get inside that. What I did is every class we give, we start a new story. And it's very long to understand the story, which nobody actually read it before. So I was chatting with ChatGPT and I came to the idea that a story that everyone knows. So this way you'll understand how to bring your own project into Sudowrite and learn how to work with all the buttons and the laser tools. So the story that I decided to bring in, anyone can take a guess? A story that pretty much everybody in the world knows. Take a wild guess.
Harry Potter.
No.
Oh, we got
Cinderella.
a Wizard of Oz one.
Goldilocks.
Little Cinderella.
Cinderella. Apparently, Cinderella is one of the oldest stories that pretty much every kid knows. And well, we all been kids. Says, okay, so that's something that everybody can work with. So we'll also understand at the same time that the AI, no matter what you throw at it, is not going to write the same story over and over and over. Even though we're using Cinderella, we know the base of Cinderella, but the AI will write a different story with different words. It's going to be similar, but not exactly the same. So this way you're going to understand why the AI and the copyright that a lot of people are talking about, is taking someone else's works and is going to, all those copyright that can actually, the question you have in mind is, why should I use AI? Am I going to get in trouble? With this, you'll understand that we cannot get really much in trouble with AI because it's writing something new each time. So what you're going to see is I got the AI to give me the base of Cinderella, and I brought everything in here. So I'm going to start here on the side here. This is where all your project of that story is. So this is our class of today. So what I did is I brought a little box. So how I get these box here? If you're like me and you want everything to be very ordered and easy to find, you can go up here in the Add New. You can choose a folder or you can get a blank document. So what I did, for me, I get a folder. When you get the folder, you can go and change the name. So I can put 101 for today, things we're going to work on. There we go. So this is my little box. Now in my box, I want to put my information. So I can go in and I'm going to say, okay, I'm ready to start, or I'm ready to bring my project in. So I add a blank document. And the blank document shows underneath. See how easy that is? Double click, and you can just go in with my story. And from here, you can start working in Sudowrite right away. So if I take my brain dump, which is my Cinderella story, I said, okay, this is my story. And you take it, you bring it inside this as your first project. It's already in here, which is my story element. So let's do it with you guys so you understand. Set it at all and copy for me. I go right here, my own 101. This part here, in the 201, you're going to learn how to generate your beats. But for today, we don't use it. So I'm going to close it with the little X. If I want it back, I just go under the typewriter and it's going to show up again. All right. So I'm going to put my to the first part. Got to go back and get my Cinderella. Okay, what happened? Bear with me, we have a little bit of problem today with things disappearing on us. So did I copy?
And for issues like this, y'all, they do track them. So generally, like in Discord right now, we let them know a few people saw issues. I reported it. So now, of course, the team is looking into it. It just takes time to figure out what the cause is.
Yeah, they're working on a lot of things in the background. And each time they save, when they do a change into Sudowrite, it does provoke a little time lapse on our screen and Sudowrite will restart. So they're trying to avoid as much as possible doing that. Now, see, my title disappeared. The title was showing up and now it's gone. Okay, so normally when you bring a project, the title will show up automatically. And as I was speaking, the title showed up and now it's gone. So that's another thing, but the real title should be this one anyway. So I'm going to bring it up like that. So I can delete this part unless they're going to delete it on me. All right. So we have our little Cinderella. Now let's play with those laser tools on top. Here we have the write, rewrite, describe, brainstorm, and the plugin, which we'll not touch today. But here's the write. The write button has a autocomplete plus magic. We also have a guided following your instruction on how to write what you want to go to. You have a change of tone or the style of your writing that you can use. And then you have your write setting. What I like to do personally, I like to go in my write setting and I like to tell how my creativity is going to be. This is a creative story based on a true story minded, because I did have an article on Medium. If you go on to the this that I share with you, if you go on Medium, I made the article about where those stories come from. So it's very interesting to see where Cinderella, Snow White, the Piper, and all these stories shows up in our history. It's very interesting to look at. So I can change my creativity to least. So if you do something which is realistic, history, there's no fiction into it, put it at least. If you want something which dragons and magician and all kind of things, you can put it on most. But today I'm going to put in the middle. Next, you can choose the number of cards that it's going to produce. I like to work with one card and I always maximize my words to 500. For today's class, I will put it at 100, so it's not going to write until tomorrow. But you can, this is all you can all choose. And that's why I put down here, you are in charge at all time. You want something for your book, for your story, do not be shy. Change it, fix it, write it down. Like one of our friends used to say, we are not T-Rex. Your hands can reach the keyboard. So do it. Do what you feel it's what you need to do for your story. You can tell details about your story. You can tell this is Cinderella. I don't know what to write anymore. Cinderella. That's how we write it. Yeah. This is a story about Cinderella. And present tense. I can put anything I want in the key details. I can say the present tense and it's going to be Cinderella POV. Anything else you'd like to put in there in the key details, Nicole?
I usually use it when I'm doing like a transition scene. That's my favorite thing to use key details for. So I'll put like, this just happened, this is what I need to happen, kind of help it out, but that's good.
So this box you can change the whole time you're writing your story. So the story is never on the same beats, it's never on the same themes. There's always like if you go in the forest, things get darker. If you go to the beach, things is sunnier. So you can go and change your key details so the story makes sense when the AI is helping you to write. The one in the middle here is the model. We have tons of models. We have fastest, which is great for a very quick scene. Most accurate is the one is the most expensive, is using ChatGPT 4 and is going to follow your demand almost to the letter, to the point that the words you're using as your demand are going to show up into your text. Balance is a very nice balance between most accurate and best prose, I would say. This is my favorite. The price of it is just fine for me. It's like in the middle. And what it's giving me is great for the book I'm writing. Best prose give a lot of dialogue. It's also, it used to be one of my favorite before balance shows up. Unfilter is still work for 400 words at a time. So when you use Unfilter, you're going to see on your screen is going to write 400 words, is going to pause, is going to go back and read. I don't remember how many words is reading back, and then it's going to keep on writing. Unfilter says it's Unfilter for the one good reason is you can write sexual content, you can write horrible content, is going to do it for you. It's unfiltered. Next, you have the experimental on the bottom here. You have ChatGPT Turbo 4.0, which is brand new, just came out. Goliath. Not going to go too much in details of all these. We're going to test a few as we go to see the difference between one model to the next. So do we have any question this far?
Chat is clear. Is there anybody that wants to raise their hand or type something?
Okay. So I'm going to show you how this thing works now. So we have here Cinderella, the bustling kingdom, splendor of the grand castle and all that. Let's put the first paragraph here, and we like to say, I like to have more information. I need more description right here. So we could write this, or we can just go on this one, which is more description, which is also the same one here. Now, the more description, if you click on the little arrow on the bottom, on the side of it, you have the choice. It's going to describe the kingdom, the sight, the smell, the taste, the sound, the touch, and the metaphor. Well, I don't really want to know the taste of the kingdom. The sound or the touch, I don't want to know either. And sometimes metaphor can be fun. So the sight, the smell, the sound, and possibly the metaphor. And then you're going to see what it's going to do. I'm going to highlight my first paragraph here, and I'm going to say, please describe. Look on the history side on this side here. It's going to do the metaphor, the sight, the smell, and the sound. I know I give me 2 cards for the metaphor. So from this little paragraph, it gave us the sight with 3 paragraphs. So the kingdom of ever after is bustling hub and activity with grand castle standing tall against the rolling hill and lush. So from here, the bustling kingdom after amidst the splendor of the grand castle and the rolling hill. So you can see it had information, and the bustling ever after sight, behold with. So you write 3 times the same thing, and that's not what I ask here. I ask for 1 card. So describe gives more information than the right details. And then he's also telling us about the sound. which here, does it says anything about the sound? The rolling hill tells old time story of love, loss, enduring power of hope. At the heart of the timeless narrative lies Cinderella, a young woman whose domitable spirit serves as a beacon of light in a world of shroud and darkness. So the kingdom exudes a sense of liveliness with a sound of horses' hoof clattering against the stone. So you see, it gives us a lot more information about in this first paragraph. So if one of these I like, and I keep this part one, I can go and say insert, but I think there's a bit too much information. So I can say, I will highlight this part, I will copy, and I'm going to bring it inside my document. So I have the two of them, and then I can go and fix what I want and put it where I want to put it. The metaphor, the kingdom of ever after, was place of constant motion, where stately castle and lush hill were. So it's a nice metaphor. It also can work. It was a place of opulence and enchantment. That's a bit too short for me. So this one would be better for me, I think, for my story. So you know how to use these and bring them over. Now, you can use this describe, or I could just put my cursor at the end and go and use the right button. And this is going to do the autocomplete plus magic. So let's try this one. So we put our little cursor here and we just click to write key details. And you can see again in the history, it's going to start writing. Now it's writing after I put my cursor. So basically the first part, then Cinderella wake to the chirping of the bird outside her small thatched cottage. The sun was barely cresting the horizon and all that stuff. So okay, that's nice. Like it. You can go and do a thumbs up or thumbs down. That tell the teams that you like what the little card shows up. If one of the cards you want to keep, you can also do a star. And the star is at some point you want to keep, you don't want all those cards to stay there. You can take them off. We can take them off, right, Nicole? I never take them off, so.
Correct. So the workaround right now is if you don't favorite a card, you can just hit that star. Yep. And that'll give you a clean panel.
Exactly.
Or, unless you, or whatever you favorited.
All right. Or you get your history or your favorite card that you want to work with. That one will stay there all the time. So this is how you work with the right button. So you can extend your story. So Cinderella here, I like it. Insert, and you can see it's going to turn purple. Things you insert when you take the whole thing, and I said, okay, I like it. It's going to turn purple. And from here, you can see I only ask for 100 words, and then it stops at it. So I can go back again and say, okay, let's see what's coming after hit. You can hit the right again, and you're going to keep going. It's going to read what you wrote already, and it's going to keep going. So this ball could change everything. It, and here you can see, is a chance to escape the clutch of her cruel stepmother. Insert, you like it, you want to just back up a bit, space, and there it is. This is how it is. And you can see, you can say, oh, I really like how that work. And I know Nicole loved the right button. So she probably put her cards to a lot more words here. We can go to 500, and he's going to keep writing until 500 words is reached. And then that's how it works.
I would like to point out what Manon is showing y'all here with those write features. There's different ways to write inside Sudowrite. This is my favorite because it's the most relaxing. So if you're the type of person, you don't want the AI to give you a whole bunch of words, you know a lot of your story, you're happy with your writing, you want to type and just need the AI's assistance every once in a while. This right here where she's working is likely where you will enjoy working the majority of the time, because you can type whatever you want and just ask the AI for its help whenever you need it.
Yeah. There's so many ways you can use it. So when you bring your own work in, That's why I say you have tons of tools at your disposal to write your story, that it is a true story or a fiction story, or you have no story, no idea, none soever. You bring Sudowrite up and there's no way you cannot get anything to write. This thing is banana for that. Now, remember our credit? We want to know how much credit we use because I brought my own story in, remember? So let's see how much credit we use. So the Autocrit that we use twice, one used $6.99 and the other one used $5.63. The describe and the fast draft we haven't used yet. So we just use the describe and then we use 2 Autocrit. So it's not a whole lot of credit that we use for that. So that's how you can figure out how much you're using. Okay. Any question in the chat? Use the hyphen.
I'm seeing, do y'all have a question for Manat?
Right, look at Story Bible.
We did have the mention of the first person that we get a lot. So if y'all are writing in first person, I know the unfiltered model actually says no first person. It does do first person. But what we recommend for all of them, but especially that, is put the hyphen. So it's first hyphen person. I would just get into the habit of doing that across the board.
Like that.
And, yes, ma'am. Yeah. And feel free to repeat, like once she starts showing y'all Story Bible in the other days, feel free to have it in the style box and in your beats and all that, just to reinforce. But we have found having that hyphen makes a difference.
Yeah, I'm going to show you a bit out in the same time. I'm going to use the fastest, and I changed to first person POV to give you an idea what that looked like. So I'm going to go in the bottom, and so the curtain fall on timeless, yet the clock. Let's get this one here. Let's see if it's going to do a good job on, I'm going to go guided. And I did, like she says, repeat your details. So I'm going to copy my details. I'm going to go and guide it. And we're supposed to put it there, right? Let's see, go. So the night air is cool against my skin. So first person POV, as the race through the palace ground, the echo of the clock chimes, still ringing in my ears. So you can tell that right away, the guided that I asked to go into Sandra first person POV present tense, that's exactly what you give me here. And we use fastest. It goes very, very quickly. You don't even have time to. Oh, come on. Right. That's something I don't like, and when it does that, there we go. Still too big. Bear with me there. I need to get my screen back. Actual size. There we go. So I did put it right here during the. Everything changed on me there, isn't it? So this part goes here. So everything before is someone telling the story. Now she's telling the story at the present tense. You see how fast and easy to do to change just a little bit the POV and different model. Cool. Next, let's see. You can change the tone, shift the tone of your writing and the style. You can totally go fanciful, fast-paced, upbeat, conflicted. Let's try this conflicted for fun and see what it's going to do. Let's see where she could be conflicted. Let's put her here, privileged Cinderella. Let's see what conflicted will do. Oh, you went back to guided. Shift tone, conflict. Something went wrong. Okay, we have a bug for that. You have a.
I think that's related to the issues because I had that pop up. So I think it's just related to the ongoing loading issue they're having right now.
There, I sent it to you so you can show them the error. All right, so the conflict will not work for us today. So I'm going to go back into Photo. All right, this is the write button. You also have the rewrite. You can ask to rewrite and you can give them the number of cards. Now, if you click on the rewrite, let's get our first paragraph where they talk about our castles. If you click rewrite, you get this little box. It says, okay, you want me to rewrite. How do you want me to rewrite? Do you want me to rephrase, make it shorter, more description, show, not tell, more inner conflict, more intense, or customize? Here we could have put down the same thing earlier, that we want everything at Cinderella POV. You can write anything you want on your rewrite. Click go. And this first party is going to rewrite it at present tense, first person POV. So see, she's presenting herself. I am Cinderella living in a bustling kingdom. You see how that work? It's fantastic. I'm amazed. Then you can also do show, not tell. It's another way of going. Go. And you can tell as you go, we're all talking about Cinderella's story, how much change the AI is doing to the story. So you can take 100 different ways of Cinderella is written. None of them will be the same than the one we are writing on right now. So what everyone thinking about using a story that everyone knows, it's a lot easier to show the program that way. Any question this far? We are like 15 minutes before the hours.
One thing you may want to repeat if you already covered is someone was asking about text that they put in, you know, does it count against your credits and everything? Might want to cover that for people.
In the past, it did not, but I hear many times that it does. So Nicole, would you answer that question? Does it or does it not count? Because it should not count, because if you look at my show my activity, I did bring the Cinderella story inside of it.
Right. So anything y'all type into anywhere in Sudowrite doesn't count against your credits. In the instance where she generated those cards, the words count there, but when she copies it over or inserts it, that doesn't count again. It's just that one charge. But anything you're typing in doesn't count as far as credits. The other side of that coin, so to speak, is when it's reading back certain things, looking at information, even though you typed it in, once it goes and reads that information to use it for, say, a future chapter, character, whatever it needs that information for, that counts as input. So then that does go into effect for the credit cost. It's something you can't avoid. I mean, you want to give it those details so it gives you the best pros.
Yeah.
Keep those two things in mind.
Exactly. I could not answer any better than that. Thank you. All right, let's move on. So we have done the rewrite, you know how that work. We did the describe, you know how that work. The brainstorm, it's a place where you can go and chat with Sudowrite. You can ask all kind of information or get ideas. So things you don't got. So we're working on Cinderella, and we want give me example of dialogue between Cinderella, I'm going to remove that, and her sister. See what it's going to do. So the story is a serious tone. Those are just example, no. Okay, let's see what it's going to give me with. No, I want more than one. It's going to give you more than one anyway. Let's leave it like that. That's Grammarly, by the way. It's correcting as we go. So I want more, see what it's going to give me. If it's going to give me line of dialogue between Cinderella and her sisters. It's thinking. So if you go in a story that you have, and you know, if you're talking about your grandfather, like I'm writing a story about my grandfather, and says, okay, how my grandfather was talking in those days, you can go here and says, give me example of the 1960 dialogue between a man and a woman living into a special place in a country. And it's going to give you a different way of these people were talking. Something is not going, it's thinking, but it's not giving me anything. I don't want to spend too much time or losing time on that. But it's not, it's just thinking. Give it a few seconds and
We do apologize, y'all, but this is the downfall of using technology.
mhm.
And
So it's not going anywhere. Okay, let's go back. Let's see if we go into something else and ask the same thing if it's going to do that too. He's still thinking, okay, it's not going to give me anything. So the AI is thinking, and when it does that, you cannot click anywhere. Sorry
Manon,
about that. Yes?
we're having so many issues. Can you go over credits and stuff? I know you already discussed bonus credits by credit packs. Can you kind of go over credits again, how they see how many they have left, purchase more, and how they expire, rollover, and all that?
All right. That's not my favorite conversation, by the way, the credit. I'm not a metamician. Anyway, an accountant. So here's your credit. This is your credit monthly. I have the maximum credit. I bought a big pack. This is what's left. I have more. And then you can buy more credit. So you click on buy more, and that will bring you to buy credit. These roll over. You can use half of it. Once your end of the month or your new month comes in, you get your new royalty credit to work with. They're going to go back and use the credit for the monthly. They will not use your credit that you bought unless at the end of that month you says, oh, I have no more words or credit. Is going to use what you bought the month previous, what's left. So they roll over. Hope I explained that right.
Yes, it's something to keep in mind. That screen she just showed too with the credit packs. Unless they change something very, very recently, you may not see the same pricing. Last I checked, it varied according to what plan you were subscribed at. So
Yes.
generally speaking, people on the max plan get a discount on credit packs. So keep that in mind. And the max plan is the only one that has rollover. So if you want rollover, do the max plan. If you don't care about rollover, you're not going to use that much. One of the other plans is good. They will not, if you have 100,000 credits remaining at the end of the month, it's not going to roll over on the other plans.
Exactly. So what she says is the maximum plan is your monthly plan. If you have that one and you don't use all your credit on your max plan, these roll over. The other one doesn't. The other one you have to buy credit on the side, and these, the one you buy on the side, they are the one who roll over. I hope that's clear. And yes, they seem to work. They've been working on the site. See, there's things like that happening. Things disappear on us. And I apologize. I have no control over it. Next, anything else I was supposed to explain? So the credit, show the recent activity. It's showing what you're using for credit, but I think it's going to give me trouble because it's thinking. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do a refresh, see if that will help. Oh boy, nope, that's worse.
Does anybody have questions? Since we're getting close to the top of the hour while she's trying to get this to work. Anything y'all need her to repeat, go over, clarify?
Come on. Oh boy. Do I have another one open somewhere? Nope. Come on, come back to me. There we go. All right. So any question that we can answer? We have 9 minutes before the top of the hours. All right.
We have a saving work question. Where do you save the work?
The work save every 10 seconds, I believe. You see the word save here? As you're working, is going to save. Each time you're going to write, you can look at it, is going to be saving. As it does produce word for you, it's going to save, and I'm going to show you how it's doing that. Let's go and do our write, guided write, and I put it at 500, so that's going to be too long. So you can see how much you have to think about it if you click on something and you don't want to have 500 words to pop up on you. So I just put one card, 500 words. I changed to balance. We're still at Sandra, first POV at present tense. So let's do the right. And look at the save button. It's writing. Wow, I'm really on the slow. I'm sorry, guys. Because there's nowhere we can actually click and save. It's saved by itself.
And I did put in the chat too. Sudowrite is amazing at recovering stuff, y'all. Like when they did the migration from Story Engine to Story Bible, a lot of us lost our beats. They weren't actually lost. They were just kind of stuck there in the system. They did a really good job of getting that to everybody within a week or two. But I always recommend still saving elsewhere. I don't want to have to wait a week or two if, in the rare instances that something does come up missing. So always having that backup somewhere. I personally like to save to Scrivener as soon as I generate prose. I copy it over to Scrivener, so I always have another backup that I can always work on. For instance, if the site's giving me troubles, I can't do anything, but I don't want to waste the day. I can hop over into Scrivener, do whatever I need to, copy new input back into Sudowrite to pick up the workflow.
As this thing is not working right now, so we have a bit of problem with Sudowrite. Shannon is asking there, where did I get my brain dump style and synopsis and all that? Some of us work the old ways, you know, we use paper and sticky note, and we had this on the wall, say, okay, this is my character, and you put your character underneath. You have your synopsis, everything about your story was on those sticky note on that board on the wall. Basically, this is my wall. This is my brain dump. So I brought my story of Sandrella inside Sudowrite instead of asking, yeah, there's something wrong going on. Instead of asking Sudowrite to make the story for me. All right, so this is my brain dump about my story. Then I said, okay, I know my style already. So that's where I put my style. So these are my sticky note, and all my information is missing. My synopsis should be underneath. And yes, you can change all your orders. So you can move them around, and I will show you how to do that too. So basically, my story element, my wall is this one, and I put all my information about my story. So see, it's supposed to be loading. I had my outline. Oh my goodness. I hope tomorrow is going to be fixed so I can go through the 201, and because it's not working right now, it's not the best for me to teach you all these things, because I'm supposed to take my synopsis. There we go, synopsis shows up. Okay, before it goes away, I'm going to copy my synopsis, and it's pretty long. It's a pretty long synopsis. And you see, as I highlight my synopsis, my word that I highlighted shows up here. So I like to know when I highlight something, how many words I highlight. I'm going to copy my synopsis. And I know we only have 5 minutes, and I apologize because we got a bit of glitch with Sudowrite. We have a lot of things to show you, and it's very, very hard to show you everything, and even worse when things are not working perfectly. And I'm telling you that's because they're working on getting and embellishing Sudowrite and make sure that all the tools you need to write your book is there. So we're suffering a little bit, but for a good reason. So we have all these things here that I want to show you. But one thing I really want to show you, it's under the plugin, there is a few magic things. These are plugins that we made, and the one with the Canadian flag is all my plugins that I produce. This thing, okay, I have to go new. What I'm going to show you, I copy my synopsis, and I'm going to show you what we call the first draft. And the first draft is beautiful tools if you have an idea of a story, but you don't know how to write it. then the first draft is exactly the best thing or the best tool to use. Is it going to let me? I click on it, but it's not moving. Boy, tomorrow the class will be packed with a lot of information.
Yeah, I think this is the point where we say, okay, sorry, this class is pretty much done for today.
Yeah, I'm really sorry, guys. I cannot teach you all the other goodies I want to teach you. I think I showed you pretty much everything that's on that screen. Tomorrow, we're going to go into the story Bible. We're going to get all that information, the genre, the synopsis, the character, the outline, the world building. We're going to show you how to use Story Bible, which is the main part where you want to build all your chapters. And then I'm also going to show you Canvas, which I'm kind of not sure if I should show you or just send you to Nicole's class of yesterday. But Canva is one of my favorite tools too. It's a big board. This is Canva. And because everything is slow, it's probably not going to load up. But this board, I really like it to do my character. And you know, like your walls of character, you said, okay, you got someone to do a picture for your character, you put a picture and you put the character description underneath. You can do the same thing here. You can put your description and you can use what we have in Sudowrite, which is called visualize. You're welcome, Amy. And because it's not working today, it's not going to let me, but I guarantee you tomorrow, we're going to make sure everything is working perfectly so we can get through all that. Because visualize is a fantastic tool when someone is visual. They want to see their character, they want to see the scene. And what I love about it in Sudowrite is those images, they are yours. The copyright is yours. It's not like ChatGPT or what's the other one we use? This one here, the Midjourney. These are not exactly yours. There's some thing going on between AI image produced by AI that can be copyright problem in the future. But the one in Sudowrite, they are yours. I think there's nothing else really I can show you with the fact that Sudowrite is crashing on me today. And trust me, this is the first time I teach and it's crashing on me. It never happened before. Any question I can give you an answer without having to show
I want
you.
to say thank you very much for all the classes.
You're absolutely welcome.
You have a lot of thank yous, good class, especially given the issues you're having to deal with.
Yep. I'm so sorry. Everything was planned. So I'm going to get everything into our document as much as I can when I can get them. I'm going to put them in here. You can follow the document. There's a lot of information. Everything that I showed you pretty much is in the document. And tomorrow we're going to get into the story Bible. So the document is going to be updated as I can get my information back. So thank you, everyone. I'm going to stop the recording. At the end of the class, you're going to receive an email. We really appreciate it if you can put feedback that you like the class, things you like to see more, things like that. And that helps Sudowrite to tell us how to fix our classes. And sorry, I cannot change my accent, so don't put it in the feedback. All right, so I hope I see you everyone tomorrow, and I'm going